If you're not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now, along with the bell icon so you can be notified whenever a new video is posted. And if you're already subscribed, check and make sure that YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you. And of course, be sure to give the video a like as well as share it on your social media. The white supremacists and the tethers hate that. And now, the Sunday address.
Alright. I'm Haitian. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty black American?
Wait, what?
Huh? What?
Wait, what'd you
American?
say?
Black American? What?
No. Hold on. You said dirty black American.
You heard that? You just asked me what I said. I did.
Why you said that?
Because that's what y'all are. Dirty black American.
She just said that?
I did. A dirty black American. I sure did. Because that's what y'all are.
So all Americans is dirty black Americans?
I mean, you know, the ones I've come across.
Huh?
So what is Haitians then? I'm confused.
Dirty black Haitians.
Okay, so keep that energy for everybody. Don't just keep it for us. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
You're
yo.
American.
Yeah, hell yeah. Don't ever say no dirty
from the
black
South?
American shit. Like, what?
You from the
Like,
South?
my
From the
family, like, yeah.
Okay, where?
Why it matter?
No, I'm just asking. No, we're not having a
It's
conversation.
the South regardless. Like, I got family in Florida. I got family in Georgia.
I mean, I want to know, like,
No,
where.
you trying to be. I know what you're doing. Like, I know what you're doing. It's that Caribbean shit. I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Just chill out on that dirty black American comment. That's all. Like,
I'm sorry. You really took offense to that. I apologize.
anybody would take offense to that.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't.
Why you said that though?
Why you? I'm saying, why would you even fix your lips to say that? Though I'm confused.
Because that's just my experience. Like, it's my experience. So I'm going to speak on it. But I
It's your
apologize.
experience?
It's your experience.
Yeah, so I apologize
What experience you had?
if I offended you.
You accept the apology?
No,
Yeah,
he's
how?
not.
Like that's super disrespectful. Like, yeah.
She did say it's dirty black Haitians too though.
Nah, I would never fix my lips to say, and I know some dirty black Haitians. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never fix my lips to
Okay.
say dirty black. I wouldn't generalize. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, nah, it is, bro. That's that Caribbean.
It's
shit.
not.
And this is why we be having the diaspora wars, because the dumb shit words. Remember that other Haitian, bro? Remember the other Haitian shorty? We don't got no culture. Like, it must be a Haitian thing for sure. Like, y'all, I don't know what
I
the
mean, it's
issue
not a
is.
Haitian thing, and I won't say that y'all don't have culture. Like, y'all have the things that y'all do.
We are the culture. Like,
Okay, y'all have the things that y'all do. Just
we are the culture. That's
just
it.
like okay, so then Caribbeans are a culture too.
No, y'all have a culture. We are the culture. That's two different things. Like,
It's not.
okay, all right.
As a Caribbean person.
But no, seriously, you took offense, and I apologize.
Of course I'ma take
I see your
offense,
nose
like,
flaring
yeah.
up, and I really don't want you to be upset. Like, I genuinely apologize. I'm sorry.
I mean, I ain't about to. We ain't about to fight or nothing. I'm just like, yo,
but
this is
I
super
see
crazy.
that
Like,
you're
yeah.
upset, so I really want you to
I
know,
felt like you was
I-
only comfortable because maybe you thought everybody in here was Caribbean and you thought they was
No,
like,
no,
oh
no,
yeah, they
no.
is black dirty and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot of people have already weighed in on this particular video, but I wanted to, but not necessarily for the reasons that everybody else has chimed in on it, though we'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and dispense with the obvious stuff first. This woman showed why the Haitian Revolution became a failure. They won the war but lost the peace, and the country's been on its knees ever since. But how did Haiti wind up surrendering every single one of the hard-won gains that they had during the revolution? People, or rather tethers like this, are the reason why. Haitian culture should represent building. And for a hot second after the revolution, it looked like it would, but that didn't last very long. And everyone from the French to the Americans have been running roughshod over them ever since. Paying reparations to the people who enslaved you? What part of the game is that? Allowing the U.S. to lay claim to your islands and doing nothing about it? And worst of all, allowing the United States to just run off with all of your country's gold. To literally let a foreign power walk in, rip off the entire nation, and then do nothing about it. And this is the person calling us names? That dog has nerve. This is what we mean by tethers go everywhere and cause disruption and chaos. She came into someone else's house where she had been treated courteously, and she was just waiting to say some grimy stuff about them. And then when she was called on it, she tried to act like she hadn't said anything. That's not just fork-tongued and duplicitous, it's also cowardly. But then again, that's what the tether is. This piece of dirt is in the United States, enjoying rights that she didn't fight for, prosperity she did nothing to create and could never have made on her own, in a society that she could never have built, sitting in a clean studio around clean people, and that makes her feel insecure about her dirty self. Well, she has a lot to feel insecure about. She wears her hair the way that FBA women do, or at least she tries in her own awkward way to imitate a culture that isn't hers. And that just eats her alive. What is she even doing in the United States? Well, what she's doing is she's maligning and excoriating Black Americans. Instead, she ought to be going back to Haiti and standing Haiti on its feet instead of running away from it. And now she's talking trash from inside the safety that we made possible. If she was in Haiti, she wouldn't even have a podcast to be on because neither the electricity nor the internet would work. That's not a dig, that's just a fact. The situation in Haiti is dire, and if you can believe it, it's gotten even worse. Their own governmental officials admit this.
Developing tonight, the Justice Department has filed a case to revoke citizenship of a former South Florida mayor.
A fake identity, fake information, a sham marriage. That is among the allegations as prosecutors try to build a case that Philippe Bien-Aimé should be deported because he was supposed to be under another name a long time ago. They say fingerprints from those people actually matched. Well, show them shocked here at North Miami City Hall. All of these people who have worked with him for years now scrambling.
Haitians who snuck into the U.S. are terrified because the Orange Man has ended TPS. Now imagine that the worst thing that could ever happen to you would be having to live in your own country. And this piece of dirt who looks like a melted milk dud, she's talking trash about Black Americans. Obviously her parents, if she even knows who they are, they must have used her head for a kickball when she was a child. She fled. And when she looks around, she sees Black people who didn't, who fought. And that reminds her of her own failure. And this is projection on her part. Projection is when someone tries to preemptively attack another person who makes them feel insecure by taking their own negative traits and then ascribing them to this other person. When she calls us dirty, she's doing that because she thinks that's what we see when we look at her. And I think we can all agree that we see a dirty person when we look at her, but not because of her nationality or because of her lineage, but because of her character, or rather lack thereof. And let's get something straight. Going through hard times or working one's way through generational dysfunction or trauma, that's not what makes you a failure. Bad stuff happens, always has, always will. Everybody takes an L. But it's how you respond to it that determines if you're a failure or not. The reason people talk about this woman's culture being impoverished isn't because poor means failure. Haiti's not called a failure because it's poor, but their poverty is the direct result of their failure. Their societal and cultural failure created their poverty and keeps them poor. And when you look at people like this tether, you see the reason why it's impossible for the few on-code Haitians there are to build anything there. Just look at who the hell they have to try to build with. And don't kid yourself. This piece of dirt's not alone. She is very much the majority opinion there, and also the majority of the relatives who came here. They practiced the exact same kind of disrespect against other Haitians before she brought that crap to the U.S. When she was asked what she had said, she herself admitted that she calls other Haitians dirty too.
So what is Haitians then? I'm confused.
Dirty Black Haitian.
Well, I
talk about Haitians.
What'd you say about Haitians?
Run from them.
What she
Like, don't fuck.
That's all I'm saying.
Like,
This
I'm
dirty
not.
Black Haitians as well.
She has no respect for anything, not even herself. This woman is showing how the Haitians treat each other back in Haiti. What makes the Tethers failures is that they have, as Dr. John Henrik Clarke put it, a broken loyalty system. They refuse to respect each other or to organize or work together on anything. And yet they come here and try to cover up that embarrassment and humiliation by bragging on themselves and attacking us. They have no idea how crazy they sound. This is phony confidence and everyone can see it. You don't see any foundational Black Americans running off to other people's countries in droves and then living there and telling those native people that they're dirty or otherwise not on our level. We understand respect because that's the foundation of our culture. Tethers don't understand that because they don't respect anything, not even each other. Haiti's problem is in its leaders, but the problem is the leaders reflect the culture that they came out of. This is why their country has been trapped in a non-stop cycle of chaos. If this tether was so superior to us, then why did she flee? Why did literally everyone she knows flee? This is why delineation was necessary and will only continue and intensify. Can you imagine any foundational Black American going on a podcast and unsolicited out of the blue for no reason saying, dirty Haitians? Everyone's heard the content posted by the new Black media. Can you find even one where any of us have done anything like that? This is why Haiti is in the horrible shape it's in today, because this tether accurately represents the mentality that's been at work there a long time. Why do they have block wars? Why is everyone fighting and no one's building? because of the fact that there's no respect. And she's a perfect example of that. And this is precisely the kind of infighting and self-hatred that we don't want taking root here. So if she thinks the people who made it possible for her to be in the U.S. are dirty, then she needs to go back to her clean and tidy home and resume wallowing in the mud. Now, there's something else that also needs to be addressed. It's the reason for this evening address why I decided to tackle this subject in the first place. It's the two individuals who just sat there smiling and trying to make nice in the face of this disrespect. This is the reason why I don't listen to these trash urban podcasters or these pretend imitation breakfast schlub cosplayers. Every time anything that even remotely looks female is in the room, these kind of clowns can always be counted on to start deferring to them and trying to do their clumsy, awkward, corny macking on them. And as a result, they start bowing down to whatever woman is there, no matter how disrespectful she behaves. Because this is the first time that something like this has happened.
Remember that other Haitian, bro? Remember the other Haitian shorty? We don't got no culture.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture.
You rolling.
I need somebody with some culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We not
Globally, they know about Black Americans.
But you gotta remember 1804, baby. I'm the one that won
American. We're not gonna use the word American.
Yeah, Black Americans.
I ain't gonna hold
That's
you.
fine,
We are the
but listen,
culture.
1804, I'm the reason why you have your independence.
That's the part I hate about
Haitians was the
Caribbean
first
people, though.
free independent country. First black free independent
That ain't got nothing to do with. That don't got nothing to do with America.
That's nice. I'm just letting you know the reason why y'all have y'all independence.
Y'all coming over here because of us, because of the hard work that Black Americans
First of
did.
you know Haiti is like in debt for 1 trillion years because
You know
they've been
why?
paying?
Because the French owe us how much?
So y'all got
No,
your
y'all
independence
been
for what?
paying.
What?
Wait, when you say Haiti's the reason Americans got their independence, what do you mean by that?
How they gonna cook me for that?
What do you mean
Learn
by
that
that?
history.
Y'all gotta cut that
We
out.
won.
African Americans are free?
I'm not saying that we set the revolution. The reason we were the first independent free country.
Ain't
Are
nobody
you
give a
crazy?
fuck about y'all, bro.
By
Look at him
paying-
pointing. Look
No,
at
no.
him pointing.
No.
Are you crazy?
No, but by paying Britain, what?
I'm talking about we set the thing. We the one that set it. 1804. We was the first free
y'all have-
independent Caribbean country.
I'm not gonna go in depth with
Are you
that, but
crazy?
y'all have.
But what that got to do with America?
African Americans, though.
We said it, and then y'all followed.
Y'all said it for yourselves, not for
We
no
said
Black
it, and then y'all
Americans.
followed.
And we set the stage for y'all immigrants to come over here and profit off of America.
You're saying that.
And you're mad that we came to. Oh,
No,
it's a
I'm not
profit?
mad. I'm not
I
mad.
don't-
I'm
don't
telling you
hate
what
on
black.
nobody's hustle.
I'm telling you what Black culture provided for you and your family.
How that provide for me and my
Because
family?
we set the
'Cause you
standard.
came here.
I don't.
We set the
Who
standard.
came here? I didn't come here.
You
Your
here right
family
now?
did?
My family came here.
And you're here
And
now.
they made their money and they went right back to Haiti. So what's up?
So why you ain't go right back to Haiti?
Because why would I come back to Haiti? I'm Gucci where I'm at.
Where your parents live?
They're here.
What?
And they doing the flow.
How's that going
on
right
Labor
back to
Day.
Haiti? That ain't going right back to Haiti. They still
On Labor
there.
Day? They ain't been on Labor Day in like 2 years.
They gave more pushback the first time that it happened than they did the second. So what that means is over time, apparently these guys are getting used to this kind of abuse. First time that it happened, at least they did give some pushback. At least they checked her to an extent, not as harshly as she should have been, but at least they gave some appreciable pushback. Second time, for the most part, they just basically gave a couple of token objections. This time around, though, they were a hell of a lot weaker about it. They all but rolled over is what they did. So they've done this before. They've had people on who insulted our lineage, and they sit there just shucking and jiving regardless. And as for this skank, her problem is she sees people who did something greater than the Haitian Revolution against odds that were and remain far higher and far worse. And I said it. The U.S. is a racist regime far more powerful than Napoleon's little hermit kingdom. Don't let anyone ever pull that Haiti-inspired FBA nonsense. We didn't go fleeing there. They came fleeing here. When you inspire people, you draw them into your orbit. The word inspire comes from the root Latin word spirare, which means to breathe into. In other words, to fill something with spirit or life. The Haitian Revolution was a frightening thing to white power at the time, and that's part of why I give them credit. But I'm not letting anyone rewrite history and act like we weren't fighting until 1804. The first slave revolt that these white supremacist historians are willing to admit to in North America was at San Miguel de Guadalupe in modern-day Georgia. Those FBA ancestors burned down the plantation and all its buildings, then walked out of that place into freedom. The Spanish started their little plantation there in 1526, and that was the exact same year that those foundational black Americans burned it to the ground. 1526. I think that predates 1804 by a few years. Now don't get me wrong. I fully respect that the Haitian ancestors put in work. That's why we've always saluted them. But we're not going to whitewash the record with this crap that anybody was taking cues from the Haitians of today, or that the Haitian Revolution inspired black American revolts in the 19th century and the decades leading up to the Civil War. That was not the case. FBA ancestors were putting in work long before Toussaint Louverture or Jean-Jacques Dessalines were even born. If anything, it was out of those rebellions in North America that inspired them, not the other way around, if we're going to be honest about it. And while we're on the subject of Haitian North American influence, 1804 was over 2 centuries ago. What's happened since then? I can show you the influence that FBAs have had on Haitians. Show me where they've influenced us. Again, not to be messy, not a brag, not even an insult, just a fact. And while the white supremacists in the U.S. were shook by the Haitian Revolution's success, they also quickly realized that the Haitians weren't organized or culturally prepared to continue that success. And that's how they wound up paying reparations to their slave masters and allowing the U.S. and others to take full advantage of them economically. This in a land that they allegedly liberated and were supposed to have been ruling, since they're the majority there. We, on the other hand, as a minority under the world's most oppressive regime, managed to do in 100 years what the Haitian majority did not in over 200. And with delineation going strong, you got a number of these tethers who are saltier than the crusty Yaqui weaves on their heads. But these two shucking and jiving fools who have this little podcast, they didn't do any checking, not really, especially not with this second one, because there's no backbone in them. When someone shows any sort of disrespect to our lineage, the gloves are supposed to come off. You're supposed to read that bastard up one side and down the next and tell them all about their dirty selves and then kick them out. Once they violate the rules of comity, you don't follow the rules of hospitality any longer. All this trying to play nice anyway and just sitting there looking like Fred the Fool trying to laugh it off because these clowns were clearly hoping to score some dirty drawers off that pig. The job of fools like this is to present black men to the world as weak and present black Americans as not worthy of respect because obviously we don't demand it. It's precisely the kind of thing we need to call out. There is no excuse for being a coward, no excuse for being all bashful and sheepish when you're being disrespected. I mean, just look at how strong a stance he took when he said, "We are the culture." Just look at how strong and hard that he pushed back.
And I won't say that y'all don't have culture. Like, y'all have the things that y'all do.
We are the culture, like.
Okay. Y'all have the things that y'all do.
Yeah, that'll show her. He kept his voice so low you could barely hear it, and he had his head down like a whipped dog, like he was ashamed. Navel-gazing at a time like that? We come from a lineage of fighters. We come from a lineage of people who don't tolerate disrespect. And anyone who bows down like a coward and lets tether trash insult them to their faces and then try to laugh it off like a punk, trying to talk their way out of a fight instead of knuckling up, I don't have any respect for that. And I don't waste my time with it. And if you ask either of these punks why they didn't check that heifer or throw her out, they'll say, we didn't want to make a argument out of it. I mean, we didn't bring our guests here for that. Well, your guest came there to be disrespectful. And when somebody does that, they're not a guest anymore, they're an intruder. When someone is invited in, they're obligated to show manners and appreciation if they want you to show them hospitality. Instead, this heifer came in the door talking trash, and they're just smiling and laughing about it. Respect isn't mandatory for them. Well, we can be disgusted with these two, but you can't be surprised. I don't know who these clowns are, but a number of you surely do, and if you're surprised, my question is why? Are these two Harvard scholars the kind of individuals you think of when we say unapologetically black? And I'm sure that if you talk to either one of these two, they'll tell you that they're independent and nobody can make them say what they don't want to say. Yeah, but clearly people can make them take abuse. You lose brain cells when you consume mind rot like this, which is why I don't. That's why trash like this heifer don't come to any black media outlets. They don't even attempt it. Sure, they'll crash out on somebody's group chat or something, but to do something like this? No. They know better because we condition these tethers what to expect. So they stick to the only thing that a coward can do. They do their little pop-up ambushes, spout some gibberish, and then they get blocked. As far as they're concerned, well, we didn't take much of an L. But the reality happens to be they know that they would never ever do that to our faces. they know that they couldn't. Well, at least not to us. So whether it be any of these tethers talking trash or the individuals who decide to host them, nobody comes out of this looking honorable at all. How the hell do you decide to try to laugh off somebody disrespecting you to your face? Well, as foundational Black Americans, we know better, especially as part of the B1. We know that this is inappropriate behavior, especially in the face of open hostility. And that being the case, as a message to the tethers, you better start learning how to clean up your act, or you'll get cleaned out. Good evening, and B1. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors. Nico, Cornell Sly, Black History Month, Semesta, and Immigrant B1. Salute to them and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.